All right, everyone. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you for joining. I'm Shannon. I work at Polygon as a developer relations engineer. Essentially, my job is like I talk to a lot of cool people, like each and every one of you in the audience, and I tell you all how to build on Web3. As opposed to just Web2. Because Web3 is very cool. We love decentralization, and it provides us all with a lot greater deal of freedom to do honestly whatever we want. Well, given the fact that we know how to interact with the platform, and that's what I'm here to help you all do today. Currently I'm a DevRel engineer at Polygon. I do research at this crypto investment firm called Polychain. And I'm a freshman college student. This is my second semester, my freshman year. So, I still, I stay humble.
Oh,
I stay humble. Looking for advice for all of you out there who are more senior than I am. Perhaps the organizers of this can give me some good college advice. But more importantly, I'm a code novice. Yeah, sure. I build. I have a GitHub, and I make I guess contributions. I like to think that I still have a lot to learn. Join me on this learning path, and I like to show you guys just a little bit about what I learned, neat little tricks, pointing the messages. I'm one of you, and yeah, I'm with all of you, and let's all build in Web3 together. And just some stuff about me building in the past that essentially I used to have this really cool job of onboarding thousands of developers into this like hackathon, really cool organization called ETH Global. You probably participated in one of their hackathons before. I used to run logistics and various other tasks there as well. So, and especially developer support. So just essentially just says that I'm qualified to help you all out with various things that I know and at least I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, right? First of all, let's explain, kind of just start off explaining what exactly is Ethereum, right? I like to think that Ethereum is, it's a, don't think about it as like a literal blockchain chain, right? Think about it as like, oh man, I'm blanking on the name of that robot. It's like it's called Ultron or something like that. No, I forget, but it's essentially like a lot of like smaller individual pieces kind of coming into like the bigger piece, Ultron or something like that. I don't know, I forget. But so the kind of point that I'm trying to make is Voltron.
There we go, Tanner. Man, Tanner's saving us today.
Exactly. I appreciate it, Tanner. Appreciate that. So yeah, it's just like Voltron, like a lot of different like small computer nodes, right? Kind of forming up to becoming this like ginormous big computer, world computer that does essentially what every other computer does. It stores state. You can pay a transaction fee to like essentially run things onto the computer, and you have to pay because it's more of like an anti-spamming kind of measure. It's more of a security thing, but you can launch like automatic smart contracts on it. So essentially just like, program like actual running dApps, or, like decentralized applications on this Voltron like computer, right? And what's so cool about it is the fact that because it is a collection of many kind of small nodes that are running kind of these individual proofs that validate the network and make sure that everything's legit, and because it is just made up of so many different of these little network nodes, anyone can access dApps, and you can literally go on OpenSea right now to mint an NFT if you have the proper equipment. The equipment isn't that hard to access either. It's very, very self-explanatory. So for essentially the very, very cheap price of 1 hour with me, you get to mint these really cool pictures that it's not pictures per se. Like I've seen plenty of jokes about how people can just like take a picture of your NFT and steal it, and can commit theft that way, but certainly not the case. What you're actually buying is a proof that you own a unique copy of something, anything, frankly. Could be like a membership to like a club, could be like just a really good art piece, or your very hot new fire mixtape that you just made, like, I don't know, in the afternoon. But you're buying the proof. You're not buying the image. The image you could literally screenshot, and I could send you like a Pepe right now, and it could be like one of millions, right? But you're buying the proof, and this proof is immutable. You can't change who owns it, and no one can like change who owns it without a proper state transition on the like network on the great Voltron computer, right? And it's transparent. Like, it's got everything public, like, you know, ownership, what is it, like stuff like that, all public, and everyone can see that you own the original copy. And why exactly is this valuable? Well, you know, it's defined by code that you have the original copy of something. Like, I think I don't need to explain why you can't just take a picture of Mona Lisa and then sell it on like Sotheby's. You know, that doesn't work like that, obviously, right? You know, it's the same thing here, right? It's your ownership, your definitive ownership is defined by code by a standard is what's called an ERC 721 standard. And that standard contains the data for the name, the symbol, and various other things about the NFT, which is the owner, various, you know, kind of who's allowed to do anything with the NFT, you know, who can access various functions that are specifically, you know, you can only call those functions and essentially do things with the NFTs if you're the owner. And it has a specific place where the content of this NFT is stored, which is also referenced by this contract. So, like, you know, the JPEG file itself is defined as original because, you know, this contract that is like set up essentially on this, you know, never changeable, permanent, everlasting Voltron computer. You know, it's there for you, it's yours. And so that, why is this really exciting, right? Like, who cares if, you know, okay, cool, I own like a permanent JPEG of a horse, right? Like, so what? Why is like a permanent JPEG of a monkey worth like $1 million, right? Well, it's, you know, generally speaking, right? If any of you have like played, I guess, any games or like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you might know that there is a big market, or Roblox. Roblox probably more relatable to all of you out there. Roblox used to be my jam, but anyways, there is a big market. Sorry, go ahead. Fortnite, yeah, Fortnite too. Yep. There is a big market for in-game items and unique in-game items, unique in-game purchasable collectibles. And I mean, purchasable as in, like, you know, other players can buy off of a player, kind of in-game economy, right? And what this allows is and typically the problem with this, right? The reason why you can't just make gaming a career is because that like virtual thing is virtual. You can't, it's not worth real money, right? You don't have a way of saying, okay, this is like the reality of this item is the fact that I own this and I have definitive ownership over this specific item in real life. This is essentially the bridge for, you know, like for people, you know, to say, hey, I like literally own this copy. And, you know, like it's like how, like, you know, I guess like ancient art was like, you know, valuable because they're rare, they have various properties to them, they're made by certain authors that makes them rare. It's the same thing here, you know, except that, you know, now that we're in the digital age, we're doing this via the computer and JPEG, PNG, or other various file standards, SVGs, let's say. You know, and honestly, it's all the concept is the same. The way that we're doing it is different. So just to show off a few really notable NFT collections, punks are old, but gnarly goats are the new, like the new punks, quote unquote. At least that's what the cool kids say. So definitely go check gnarly goats out. Crypto kitties and Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know, picture of a monkey or a cat is worth like $1 million. And you can also see other pictures that are also worth $1 million on this really cool website called Nansen. There is, so Anson.ai is a really cool data provider about honestly anything on chain. So if you go onto Nansen Pro, you can see here that there's like a lot of hot contracts, right? So these hot, how do you read this? What does this mean, right? So you can see here MeBits, right, as a hot NFT has a ton of volume, right? And what this essentially just means is how much liquidity there is for the NFT, right? The more liquidity there is for an NFT, the hotter it is, the better it is, because it's being actively traded, and people are willing to actually buy your stuff, right? Like, I mean, what's your monkey that's worth $1 billion or like $1 million wouldn't be worth $1 million if no one was willing to buy it, right? Like someone has to be willing to buy your stuff, right? So this just shows you like essentially how much or where the hot stuff is, you know, where to look. And if you want to dig around a little bit more with the other data, this is really good. This is really good for trying to like look at the chain and see like, hey, there's actual activity going on here, like, you know, just to show that there's activity. And if you want to check this out, you can check that out. Today, we're going to be going over a few platforms that you can mint, where you can mint and buy NFT with no code. So relatively simple. I also have, if you do want to get into a little bit of the coding, if you're interested in the technicals, I have a few resources for you that you can ask me for in Q&A, or just plop them in the chat. Like, tell me you want it, let me know, and I can go over that towards the end. But yeah, so anyways, now that you know what Ethereum is, what NFTs are, why they're important, I needed to talk a little bit about the pre-existing problem that is on Polygon, that you probably, or not on Polygon, but just in Ethereum that you probably don't know about. So whenever you make an Ethereum transaction, remember that like fee that I was talking about for like security purposes and anti-spamming on the network? It's beginning to mimic real life gentrification in like a sense, right? You know, as Ethereum continued to climb in price from, let's say, like way back then, right? Like a year ago, Ethereum was at, I know this because I was trying to buy in. It was at like $100, right? Around $100. Nowadays, Ethereum is at $3,000, and this is a bear season. Keep in mind, I have experienced very well when Ethereum was at 4,000. But why do I say that? What's the point of that, right? Well, your for every transaction that you make, you need to buy gas with ETH. It's an automatic process. I mean, you just like click, I want to make this transaction. It'll automatically buy the gas for you, and then it'll submit your transaction onto the gigantic world computer. And there you go, right? But as ETH prices continue to climb, so does gas price. And because gas price is denominated in ETH, basically what you have is transactions that cost $100 to make per transaction. So what do I mean by that? If you want to mint an NFT, and this has happened to me before, you need to essentially pay $100 for an NFT that might not even be worth $100. Kind of crazy, right? So I was extremely frustrated with this, actually personally, when I was buying this NFT just for personal reasons. And the gas fee, the amount that I had to pay just for the transaction, was literally twice the price of the NFT. So, I mean, wow. It wasn't like bankrupt, you know, I was the bankrupt, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh man, I mean, okay, it was $150. I mean, it's still a lot. I could have gotten like an all-you-can-eat buffet like 3 times with that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not trying to spend like $150 out here like every time whenever I mint an NFT. All right, like that's just a fact. So, why am I telling you this? Polygon solves that problem extremely easily. So, once again, I'll show you this and how easy this is like very, very soon. But effectively, we can bring your transaction fees down approximately by a factor of like 100. Like, transactions that would cost $100 would cost $1, like $1. Like, and I'm actually not joking about this. Like, this is actually very real. I'll even show you the numbers right now live. Because if we go on over to gas tracker on Polygon scan, and we can compare that easily to gas tracker on Etherscan. So Etherscan is the gas tracker for Ethereum, right? How much it costs to make a transaction. And so in the past hour, $1 million in terms of total fees. Oh, wait, no, sorry, this is 3 hours. Yeah, so in the past 3 hours, almost $1 million has been spent just on OpenSea, just on fees. So
Wow.
just on how much it takes to run transactions, right? Yeah, like pretty crazy, right?
Mhm.
And when we move over to Polygon and we see the same contract, OpenSea, which is like where we mint and buy all of our NFTs, the fees in the last, I know this is like a little bit of, obviously this is a little bit of math, but it's really obvious to see that the fees in the last 5 minutes was only $17. I mean,
Wow.
like you don't have to do very complex math to find out that, like even times 100, it's only like, like a max of $1,000, $2,000, right? Like, and that is like factors, and I like emphasize factors below what you can experience on normal Ethereum. And I'm not saying that this is like the only solution out there. There's other chains that try to imitate and kind of similarly try to provide this kind of service to the various people using it. But Polygon, what makes it stand out is the fact that we have a really, really wide ecosystem. I work as a researcher, and I can assure you that Polygon's ecosystem in terms of NFTs, DeFi, or anything crypto related is second to that of Ethereum. Either Ethereum or I think it's definitely one of the most vibrant out there, just because of how easy it is to implement anything on like main layer Ethereum just onto Polygon. Polygon is actually built on top of Ethereum. So effectively what that means is everything that you have on Polygon can be easily transferred over to Ethereum in like snap of a finger. Well, maybe like total transaction time around a day, but it's nothing. Let's just say it's definitely shorter than your wait for your new Amazon Prime package. All right, it's pretty fast. So it's and obviously I don't really have to show you a lot of this, but a lot of famous people have been using NFTs, as you know. Like I like Blau's music a lot, and he's one of the first to use it. So let's get into the workshop. How do we access this technology if this is so great, right? So first of all, we're going to need a thing that lets us send transactions. We don't. Well, so this way is the much easier way. The other way is to do transactions via your Windows terminal. And I would say that has much less of a smooth UI than simply interacting with a Chrome plugin. So what is this Chrome plugin? How do we install it? Right. Let's go over to metamask.io. I'll link this in the chat. Do I believe in ETH 2.0 happening? Just to answer a quick question from the chat. Yes, ETH 2.0 is very much happening. Just that it is being delayed, and I'm currently like keeping up to pace with like the various Ethereum improvement protocols that are going on. I don't obviously read every one, but it's happening gradually but surely. So yeah, it's very valuable to learn first of all, to get your MetaMask set up and to integrate yourself into this multi-chain ecosystem. But second of all, important to kind of start interacting with the blockchain. Get in touch with it, like use it, make it a part of your everyday life. I know I'm y'all might see me as like a blockchain maxi. I may bias statement, as the, I guess as that goes, but
A blockchain maxi.
Yeah, blockchain maxi. There you go.
What does that mean? I've heard of Bitcoin maxis, ETH maxis. What's a blockchain maxi?
The general term maxi is just like maximalist. So
Yeah.
you're convinced that like this is going to take off. So I'm just convinced that the blockchain is going to be the future. That's
all blockchain. Cool.
Yeah. I'm all in for it. Yeah. So so if you've all navigated to metamask.io, you can all press download and download this on Chrome or Firefox, or if you want to download this on your mobile phone, doesn't work as well on the mobile phone, but you can also do that, I guess. I strongly suggest that you do that on the Chrome, and not just strongly recommend, but for today's workshop to work properly, you should do it on Chrome. So download. It should be really, really easy. There should be also, I think it's also on, oh wait, shoot. It's telling me to download Chrome because I'm not in Chrome. I am on Opera, but that's fine. The process will be similar. You just get it from the App Store or the Chrome extension store, and it will tell you to do a few things about the setup. So first, it'll give you a mnemonic phase. A mnemonic phase is, and I mean, this has a little bit to do with cryptography, but what people are transferring to you on online, like your public address, that's your public address, which means that people can send transactions to it, send money to it, etc. Or just call functions and send transactions to that. Or you can send money to other people, other places, etc. So that's just all it means. It's public facing. You can use it anywhere. But the point that I make with public, as opposed to public, is private. That is the account mnemonic. Do not ever. It's like your social security number. Don't spoil it. Don't chuck it out. If you chuck it out, all your money inside your account, and effectively all of your funds is as good as gone. Or so I hear. If you have a publicly compromised private key, then your account itself is compromised. So don't compromise your private key. It's once again, social security number deal. Don't do it. But yeah, as you can see here, I have my extensions list. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes my computer has issues showing the extensions, but yeah, I have a lot of extensions. I have Metamask right here. You may notice I also have a few other, extensions for other chains. Setup process is similar. It's not a big deal. Okay, so is everyone doing okay with this download process? Good. Okay, John is thumbsing up. That's awesome.
Well, we should get some more feedback because everyone else.
Perfect. Let me know if it's confusing or.
Cool.
So from my personal experience of downloading it, it's just saving or copying down the thing to a piece of paper. And don't copy me. This is probably not the safest. I just took a picture of it. You could take a picture of it right now, copy it on your phone later, and then delete the picture. And then make sure to also hard delete your delete or removed pictures place, just in case if you lose your phone in the next 30 days. But yeah, yes, so I just guided you through the steps of how to create a wallet. You import your own wallet unless you have a Ledger wallet. If you're I doubt any of you have a hard wallet, a Ledger hard wallet. Maybe you do if one of your friends just gave you a Ledger hard wallet. But the process should be pretty similar. And if you let me know if you have it. We can Google problem solve live. But it just make sure to set up your MetaMask. Okay, you'll create one. Sweet. So. And then I'm gonna just make sure to share my screen for this one and guide you all through how to connect to Polygon. You have a Ledger. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. So Okay. We could just do importing ledger to MetaMask. I don't use my ledger wallet too much, and I should probably use it more, but so you can click on this button called connect hardware wallet. Oh, okay, you already connected. Okay, sweet. All right, that's what I thought. If you have a ledger wallet, I doubt you don't have it connected already.
A ledger with no MetaMask.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'd be bewildered if you didn't know MetaMask if you have like a hard wallet. Like your learning path is truly unconventional, you know. But anyways, so let's connect ourselves to Polygon. I think I gave enough time for everyone to just, you know, connect with my blabbering. So now let's connect over to Polygon. So the first thing that you need to do is essentially, so I have this page open. I'm going to link this in the chat. Everyone click on that page and try to scroll down over to the bottom. And then I'm going to open MetaMask, okay, and press on Add Network. It'll pop open this new link, and it will have these 5 fill-in fields. All right, network name, RPC URL, chain ID, currency symbol, and blockchain explorer URL. All right, and you get that screen by clicking on MetaMask and then clicking down over here in the Add Network button. All right, so there's that. So you after you do that, you just copy and paste like everything on here. Like scroll down to the bottom of the page, and there is literally this thing already filled out for you. And this connects to Polygon mainnet. You'll have to do this twice. So first, fill in everything from the mainnet information, and then tab over to Mumbai testnet. Scroll down. Oh shoot. Yeah, I guess you tab over to Polygon mainnet. From Polygon mainnet to Mumbai testnet, and then you fill in everything again via the Mumbai testnet. What this does is it sets up connections to 2 networks for you. Polygon has 2 networks on the proof of what is called the Polygon chain. Officially, it's called the Polygon proof of stake sidechain, but you know, we'll just call it the Polygon from now on. You need to connect it to the official network. So the official Polygon network, and also the test network, Mumbai. You know, like test network is where you can kind of like play with everything, right? Get used to the UI, make some practice purchases before buying your real thing, or minting your real thing, right? And the mainnet is obviously where everything counts, right? Like mainnet, money counts, money matters. Whatever transaction you make is final, or whatever transaction you confirm is final. You know, I don't recommend doing anything on mainnet until you are comfortable with testnet. Okay, so it's just a lot of copying and pasting. I'm gonna give everyone like a minute to do that. If you don't have it done by that point, just no worries. Keep following on. I'm gonna be talking a lot anyways, so you can just like guess fill things in while I talk. And let me know if you miss any parts, and then we can keep flowing from there. But you know, just stopping from questions, does that make sense to everyone? Really simple setup process, but a little bit hard to grasp if you're new.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So are we going to add both the Polygon mainnet and the Mumbai testnet, or only the Polygon mainnet?
Both. Both because I just want to make sure you have both right now, and then if you don't have, or if you have any problems, troubleshoot with me right now. This is arguably one of the more important parts.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And you said there's a place where you can copy and paste. I'm looking at an image of the testnet information.
Yes, I think directly above that, for the RPC URL. So above this image right here. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and also just everything else too.
So can you go back just a little bit? Because I want to make sure I'm taking these steps right. So we go to the Polygon
Yeah.
link.
Yep, this link.
Mhm. And then from there, what are our next steps?
So from there, you scroll down to add the Polygon network manually. Do you see that? And then, as you can see, there's these two images that correspond directly with like network name, RPC URL, essentially all the fields that you're going to see on your MetaMask pop-up, right? The copy and pastables are in the paragraph directly above the image, and just copy and paste everything in. Click save. Make sure to click save, and then you'll be all set. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, feel free to reach out to me at Polygon.technology. That's my email, or via my Discord tag, peep. Or actually, you know what? Give my Twitter a follow. Give my Twitter a follow, guys. Your boy needs some clout. Come on.
I got you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. Could you please repeat or include your Discord again in the chat? I don't think I see it.
No worries. I just plopped it into the chat.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. But paste it where exactly? Yes. So click on MetaMask.
I clicked on save, nothing happens. It's not letting me click on anything. It's like the field is already set, so there's nothing for me to do on here.
Oh. Then I guess you already connected. You probably used like a Polygon DApp before, and you probably did this process already. If it's saying that it's like, I'll just show you. What it says on mine just to confirm. So if I do this RPC URL and it says like it's like used already, so let's just like do Mumbai, right? And chain ID. See if it says this chain ID is already being used, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But I got to that screen to the people in the chat via clicking on my MetaMask extension and then clicking on Add Network. Add Network will pop up that little new screen. Yep.
So after we've added it, like in the corner where it says like Ethereum mainnet and the Matic Mumbai and Polygon mainnet, I have like question marks by my Polygon mainnet and Matic Mumbai. Is that a problem?
Wait. Yeah, no, but if you have two networks, right?
3 now, Ethereum, Matic Mumbai, and Polygon mainnet.
Oh, then that's perfect. That's perfect. So Ethereum mainnet is like Ethereum, right? Just your normal Ethereum mainnet, and the Polygon, the two Polygon, the Mumbai and the Polygon mainnet are your Polygon connection portals essentially.
But just MetaMask is like showing question marks, like little question mark icons by them. I didn't know if that means I made a mistake or if it's like there's still something we've yet to set up.
I have that question mark too. I think we all have that question mark, Tanner.
Okay.
Question mark. Interesting.
Maybe I can drop a screenshot.
Yeah, please do. Question.
Interesting. I don't think it. Can you see that?
Not really. Darn. You know what? Hold on. Let me just download it to my desktop. I guess it's all right. It's all right. I'm willing to risk the virus. No, no worries. Okay. Yes, that's actually normal. What's happening there is it's just a MetaMask UI issue. So you know how like there are other networks as well, Ropsten, Kovan, Rinkeby, etc. Those are your default networks, and anything that we add on are just our extra networks that are not like default by MetaMask's conventions. But I mean that's fine. It doesn't mean that it's like it's not like legit. It just means that the folks at MetaMask didn't work as hard. Whatever. It's okay. We forgive them. We forgive. We kind. We big-hearted. That's what we do. Anyways, so once you have that set up, we can get started on just going on OpenSea.
Doing good.
Yeah, sweet. So I'm gonna show you like how do you just mint or buy any NFTs on OpenSea on Polygon, and then we're gonna go into a little bit about like what you need to do before that. Okay, cool. So and then we're gonna just go to question and answer. It's not gonna be way too long, I promise. So you gotta first log in, right? So you originally you would click on this like little wallet thing here, and then you would like log in here via MetaMask. But since I already logged in, it's sending me a signature request that is like, hey, sign this, and then that just essentially just lets me do things on OpenSea. That's not like a big issue. It's just signing that 5 minutes. That's you, right? And then you create a new item, which this new item is your new NFT, right? So upload whatever image, video, audio, or if you're like a 3D model designer, put that here in this image box. Be aware this does have a max image size. I think maybe on other NFT minting platforms like if you want to like mint your like Instagram posts, right? Coco NFT is a great place. I don't think they have as much of a limit. Or you can try Rarible. Rarible is not. I guess Rarible is more of a marketplace. But yeah, try Coco NFT or OpenSea. And then put in your item name. This should all be really self-explanatory from this point on. Put in the item link. Put in the item name. The item link. So if the person clicks on your item, then what do you want to get directed to your site? Like your self-built site as part of like a collection, or I don't know. You don't have to include that though. The descriptions about the item, I think you should definitely put one here. And then you can also specify a collection. So like if this is like one of many, right? You can specify the collection. Properties, and these are properties, levels, and stats are just various things that make your NFT unique and rare, right? And that's based on your vision as an artist, like as an NFT creator. You don't have to obviously include this. I've seen plenty of like, just badges essentially that's like, hey, certificate or, ticket to this concert, not having any of these. So it's fine. You also don't have to tick on unlockable. And I don't think anyone cares, honestly, about the explicit or sensitive content tag. I never cared. So not a big deal. Not going to ruin your NFT, I guess. And then make sure when it's asking you for the blockchain, click Polygon. Do not click Ethereum, because Ethereum has super high gas fees, as I said earlier, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. Supply, how many copies of NFT that can be minted. And I assume that most of you are just like, I want to mint my artwork. So this little site, by the way, mint onto Polygon mainnet. If you want to do it via a testnet, you can do it via just create like so you have to first switch your network over to Mumbai. I'm on Polygon mainnet right now. So if I just switch this over to Mumbai, I'll be all good. And it's the same UI. Just sign in via your MetaMask. And then you create an item on Mumbai. I suggest practicing with this first. Now, to secure your NFT and finalize it, essentially, you need to freeze your metadata. Freezing your metadata will become an option once you filled out all of the required fields. And what it does is it finalizes the state of your NFT on the blockchain, making it unupgradable, immutable, or unupgradable asterisk with like a small exception. But that's just a small nuance that you don't need to worry about. And yeah, just make sure that everything is stored in decentralized file storage. So not Google Drive because that's centralized, but in something like IPFS. Let's see here. God, I'm blanking on the name. Arweave, yes, Arweave was the one I was thinking of. IPFS Arweave, and I think that's it. So yeah, so just make sure that you have everything set before you press this freeze metadata button. If you do this on Mumbai, I think you will still need a little bit of gas, which is where you come over to faucet.matic.network. And all you need to do is just come over to your MetaMask, right? Click on account 1. Click on account 1. It says mouse over it. It says copy to a clipboard, right? Obviously, just click that, and then this will copy your account address and paste it onto here. And keep in mind, this is your public address. Okay, so it's not like, it's not secure to do that. Make sure to share only your public, not your private. So this is my public address. I'm going to paste on here, submit, request in progress, and after 2 seconds later, 1, 2, come on.
Oh.
Okay, maybe a few seconds. I swear it's a lot faster than this typically. I don't know what's going on. All right, whatever. It's just not cooperating for me. It wants to embarrass me. Anyways, that's all right. We roll with it. So just get some. This gives you test tokens, and then you will be able to mint your NFT. You keep in mind you can only mint your NFT after you've gotten the test tokens, because even though our gas costs, which is like the fee costs that are necessary to run things on the blockchain, is close to zero, it is not zero. So you'll have to get at least a little bit to start doing things. Unfortunately, not zero, because if it was, then terrible things would happen. People would spam the network. Oh, what is this? Reading status. What? Man, what? That's crazy. What? Come on. That's okay. Hold on. Maybe I just need to redo this again. Surely it's just a network issue. All right. I guess sometimes the faucet can also be down, which is unfortunate. So don't worry about that. I'm sure the integrations team is on their way to fixing it, and it'll be fixed in no time. But in the meanwhile, yeah, just make sure to do that. And if you're going to mint on your test network. But for the main network, come on over here. You should come on over here to wallet.polygon.technology. Again, you won't need to log in via your MetaMask. So not on the Ethereum mainnet, but on Polygon. And then we will await a confirmation if it sends me a signature request. There it goes. Signature request. Signatures don't cost you any money. And then you're going to come onto Polygon Bridge. And okay, so deposits are temporarily paused. But once everything is back up again, just make sure to deposit. Okay, hold on ramp transfers. Okay, so I guess you can do. There's a lot of third-party transaction services. They're all very trustable. I recommend Dharma or Dharma Transact or Wire. Either work. All of them work. So that's like a really cool on chain. So you can also okay, so that's why I can't click on deposit. So deposit is temporarily disabled, so you can only withdraw. You can only do a what's it called? An off ramp. So if you have funds already on Polygon and you want to put them onto Ethereum, you can withdraw. But deposits from the Polygon bridge are temporarily disabled. Just check back in with this later, and then you will be able to bridge on, from Ethereum to Polygon. I will recommend this though. I strongly recommend putting money into Polygon using one of those third-party transaction services first. Don't put them on mainnet, because the transaction that it takes you from to move funds from mainnet to Polygon will cost $100. And the reason for this is because it's so essentially how this works is the more data and the more complex your transactions are, the more kind of like shifts in state that you cause the Voltron computer to undergo, the more expensive your transactions will be. Simply because this is how this is one of the things that I personally don't actually know fully what's going on behind the hood, but you know, this has to do essentially with how memory is stored on Ethereum, where you know, you have certain you know, you have certain variables and you know, states that are stored to a thing called storage as opposed to temporary memory. And the more things are written to storage, which is the more things written to the blockchain, the more expensive it'll be. And in this case, you are literally transitioning from the Ethereum mainnet to Polygon, which is a network built on top of Ethereum. And so to kind of like account for like the various token balances that you have on either side and how much tokens are locked away, burnt, etc., versus how much you're supposed to get is a lot of work behind the scenes. So just make sure that you are aware of that. Use bridge onto Polygon first. That's more of the story.
So you're suggesting that we use that, like, so we're getting the Polygon from one of these, you said on-ramp.
Yep,
applications. Why? Okay.
Just because, as I said previously, if you move from Ethereum to Polygon, it'll be very expensive.
Got you.
That's the stuff with like the memory and all that stuff. And the more you write into the chain, the more expensive it is.
Got you.
Yep.
And so, I'm sure we can buy Polygon using fiat on these accounts. Right?
Yes.
Okay. We can connect our debit cards to these
debit cards
websites.
or credit. Yep.
Cool.
Exactly. So and once again, this doesn't have to be like huge. It doesn't have to be like in the thousands of dollars. I held a temporary job, or not temporary, but I had my internship over the summer. And I just took like a very small sliver of like around it was, you know, I'll just show you. Leaking my personal financial information. Anyways, no, I'm just playing. So back then, obviously, I like started out in like very humble places, right? Like I was 16, 17 at the time. I'm 18 now. I'm not too far off. Don't worry. And you know, this was when Matic/Polygon was worth 50 cents per coin ish. I plopped in like around $100, 100 or like maybe like 100 to 150 ish. That was like, because that was all I had at the time, right? I'm not like working for like, you know, big money, you know. I'm just, yeah. Anyways, plopped in what I had at the time, and bought this amount of Matic, and I ported it on over to the Matic or Polygon mainnet. That whenever I say Matic, back then Polygon was named Matic, so just, you know, just for future reference. But yeah, and I just, you know, this has been lasting me my entire career. I have given workshops multiple times where I have to make like on-chain transactions because I build, you know, whenever I run a smart contracts, you know, I have to call on-chain functions and I have to pay gas fees. But I still have quite a lot left over because gas is really cheap. You don't have to have a lot. So literally $40 will do. 40, $50 lasts you a year, or two actually.
Wow.
So don't worry about it. It's not like, well, I'm gonna assume that you're not like spamming transactions every day, you know. But you know, I think it'll last you quite a long time. Hey, look how well it turned out for me. It's like $400 now, right? So funny how these things come around. Anyways, yeah, right. Go bullish on crypto. Woo! Anyways, guys, so that's about it. So today I showed you 2 codeless NFT minting platforms. We set up your MetaMask. You're all ready to go to start interacting with Web3 and the blockchain world. And you're also all set to tell your friends all about how to do this. You also got exposure to why you use Polygon, what is the issue with gas, and how do you on-ramp essentially your funds onto the blockchain, and various things about setting various settings in your NFT, and also finalizing NFT metadata state to the blockchain. So all really simple stuff. Trust me, it's not as hard as the YouTubers or influencers make it out to be out there. And I hope you enjoyed. I will now take questions.
Nick has one in the chat.
Why is Polygon Matic withdrawals / deposits rarely accepted in mainstream US crypto exchanges? I disagree. I don't know. Like, you could tell me more about the I guess the problem at hand here. But if Polygon / Matic tokens are available for sale on Coinbase, I don't see why it's it's not accepted. You can also sell Matic on Coinbase. So let's go with Alex and then Tanner.
Hey, really appreciate your presentation. I just had a question about minting on OpenSea specifically, right? So the contract that gets created with, the NFTs that you're creating on OpenSea, is that different, or would it be better to like make your own contract, or like find a better contract? Because I saw something where it's like a base contract for all the NFTs that get minted on OpenSea that way. So I just wanted to know like the difference in maybe.
Yep.
Like kind of what you do.
Exactly. So everything that you mint on OpenSea is based off of like it's like, imagine like a factory, right? You're being pumped out like loaves of white bread, right, or whole grain, whatever
Right.
bread you like the most, right? It's all same recipe. But if you want to mint spicier and more gourmet NFTs, you should do it on your own, for sure. I have a lot of material actually. Check out Polygon Academy. I personally maintain this repository full of educational material, and it has several things in there that will help you mint your own NFT. It has even like a NFT like market starter kit. If you want to make your own NFT market, you can do that. It has like a basic NFTs things that helps you mint NFTs on type IPFS. A lot of cool stuff in there, so check it out. All right, Tanner, question?
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I have 2 questions, but I was gonna ask you about the code resources, but that's pretty much what you just sent, right?
Yeah, it is. And let me know if you can let Lena know if you want me back for another workshop for a more technical version, I guess.
Oh, wait, say that one more time.
Oh, I was just saying, like, whoever organized this, y'all can ask Lena to ask me back for like another more technical workshop where I'd show you how to mint NFTs via your console, and on chain via Solidity, which is the blockchain programming language, normal JavaScript, and Hardhat, which is a little programming environment.
Okay. And also, so I noticed that we use MetaMask today, and I knew what MetaMask was, but I was more familiar with Coinbase prior. So I was just kind of curious if you could go into more detail as to why we would use one or the other, or versus any of the other wallets.
So Coinbase doesn't have innate like transaction signing functionalities, at least to my knowledge. So
Okay.
if you want to interact with like actual dApps, don't use your Coinbase wallet. MetaMask is also more commonly used for, well, just interacting with dApps in general. And if you want to participate in DeFi as well, right, use MetaMask. Coinbase, personally, I use Coinbase to like trade. I don't do a lot of trading anymore just because it's like, like a bearish market, and there are strategies out there for bearish markets that I deposit in, but just use it for trading or scoping out new coins. Like I don't know, like I don't say this in any, this isn't bad, but like Coinbase is for like, I don't know, like Coinbase is for normies, you know, and y'all got MetaMask now. Why the hell use Coinbase? You know what I mean? Anyways, no shade on Coinbase.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, watch one of y'all become like a recruiter at Coinbase and then just remember me like years later. Anyways, yeah, what's your question, John?
Yeah, my question is, so if Polygon is cheaper to use and faster than Ethereum, why does anyone use Ethereum at all? Why doesn't everybody use Polygon?
Well, everyone who uses Ethereum are like whales and people who already have a lot of Ethereum. So the hundreds of dollars of transaction fees are minimal to them and don't matter. Meanwhile, actual normal people like us use Polygon, Phantom, Avalanche, other scalable blockchain solutions until or Optimism or others until ETH2 comes out. So
when ETH2 comes out, will it make the rest of those chains that you mentioned, I guess, like, less useful or obsolete?
Less useful for the chains that are not built on Ethereum, but I think that there will be still, like, if they're independent chains that are solely based off of like, hey, we do Ethereum but faster, that's going to be out of fashion like really quickly. As you can see with Solana, for example, I've never been like a big fan of Solana, and like just keep in mind this is like a personal opinion statement. But the reason why I'm not is because Ethereum itself is a Turing machine. You can do everything that Ethereum is designed, like Ethereum is designed to do, right, on Ethereum. Except that the only issue is with speed. But now you have things like Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon, like scaling Ethereum and making Ethereum go a lot faster. So essentially the question just boils down to like, why would you want like a copy of Ethereum that, is like a separate ecosystem, probably has less and definitely has less total value locked. Maybe for the APY, like maybe for the yield, or high, like potentially higher yield than some Ethereum protocols, but yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Just for your own sake and your own simplicity for everyone here, just use Ethereum, or at least one of the Ethereum based scaling solutions, specifically Polygon. Polygon is fine.
Can we use our MetaMask? Does MetaMask work with chains that are not built on top of Ethereum, or only chains that are built on top of Ethereum?
Only chains that are built on top of Ethereum.
Gotcha.
But that's a lot. As you can see, I'll just show you as well. As you can see in my screen here, I have Binance Smart Chain, Moonriver, which is a bridge onto Polkadot, Celo, Fuse, Optimism, Avalanche, Phantom, Hecko, Polygon, Arbitrum, Mumbai. I'm getting bored even just saying the list. The list goes on. It's a lot of chains. But for more pesky chains like Solana, you'll have to use Phantom. I'm not bashing on Solana. I think like Solana does have some good DeFi things to do, good yield for you to farm if you want to get rich. But functionality wise, behind versus Ethereum in the long run.
Awesome.
In my opinion.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I was just about to write in the chat, but is there a way to transfer over any like coin, Ethereum, Polygon from Coinbase to MetaMask?
So yeah, there is. You'll have to do it like from your Coinbase account to your MetaMask account though. Pretty sure there is a way to do it. If all else fails, if Google search fails, feel free to ask Coinbase support. I'm not too familiar because I don't transfer funds that way, but I've had many people ask me that same question, and I've always said yes. So I'll continue saying yes.
Okay, got you.
Go Jahi and then Sierra. Is that?
That's how you say it.
Nice. Would you like to ask your question?
Okay. So this actually was somebody else's question that they asked earlier, and this person was Nick. I just don't know if it was actually explained. So what is the difference between ERC20 and ERC721?
So your ERC20 tokens, they're both tokens to start off, but there's different types of tokens. One, the ERC721 is used to prove ownership of like digital assets. They're called non-fungible tokens because you can't just mint like you can't really just mint like a billion of them and then like constantly trade them around and then exchange them for other tokens or whatever, right? Meanwhile, fungible tokens, which are ERC20, are like tokens that you see like typically like USDC DAI, right? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Johnny,
does. Thank you.
Johnny, were you gonna ask a question?
Yeah, so yeah, my name is Jahai, and I have like
sorry.
a more no problem. I have like a more basic question. So when it comes to like the specific collections of NFTs, like what makes a specific collection more valuable than a different one? Like for example, what makes the ape collection like so valuable compared to somebody who's just on their own missing their own NFTs?
My thesis on this is utility. So like think about it, right? Like if NFTs were so easy to mint and everyone can just go ahead and do it on an OpenSea and then expect big returns and sell out your entire collection, like why doesn't everyone do it, right? Or why are certain NFT collections more valuable than others? It's the way that they're used. So for example, nouns, which are a type of NFTs, they give you ownership to a DAO, right? Allows you to vote inside the DAO. DAO being like a decentralized autonomous organization, and it's like an organization of people that like are essentially shareholders of an ecosystem, right? So there's that. Or maybe if your NFT is like a video game item and it's like super valuable, that's also like utility thing. Yeah, or if you're like a Bored Ape, right? Your $1 million monkey picture gives you access to a yacht club, which is pretty cool. So yeah, just I think it's the utility, Jahai, but it's up to you.
I think it's I was just gonna say real quick, I think it's community. I think it's if you can
exactly
build a strong enough community around a project, it can do it. I think that if the Howard community got behind a project, it could hey,
that's valuable. That's valuable. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's all about the community. Yeah. Like community drives price, community drives hype. Like that's what it's all about.
Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, yo, I just want to say thank you for coming out here and speaking to us. Learned a lot. Glad I can be in the call. But I just had a question on whitelists for the NFTs. You said you brought some NFTs. So what was your experience of process of getting on that whitelist? And then have you brought any other NFTs where you haven't been on a whitelist? You just brought it like on OpenSea after it dropped.
That's a good question. Yeah. If you're gonna get whitelisted, it requires you to like follow crypto Twitter like really tightly. That's I feel like the only difference. You buy whitelisted NFTs at floor price, which is typically a lot lower than what it will sell for retail.
Right.
Right. So I just feel like that's the only difference, man. It's not like a, and you know what? There is a difference. You take on a much higher degree of risk than if you were to buy like a already flipped NFT.
Exactly. Right. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
No problem. Najee?
Yeah, this was from somebody had wrote this early in the chat, but is there a way that you can send the recording for this session today?
Yeah, I think the organizers got this.
Okay.
We got it. Yeah.
Appreciate you. Tanner, what's up?
This is kind of a more abstract question, but I've been like reading into the founders of Bitcoin, and how like their whole thing was that they want to make this like decentralized currency without borders, without like a central government or bank like running it and everything. Yeah, and like one of the big inspirations was this guy from Venezuela, I think, talking about like how difficult it was with the inflation to like your money would not be worth the same in the morning as it would be at night. But then now with like hundreds of cryptos coming out all the time, like, do you think there is an end, and do you think like that mission will ever be reached, or are we kind of like just beyond that?
I think so. I think that keeping up with the billions and billions and billions of tokens that are being released every day is futile, because I think a problem right now with crypto space is a lot of people are launching projects, launching tokens, and not delivering enough product. Namely, they say, oh, we're gonna do this new project and you should buy into our governance token, stake it for super high APY, and then withdraw it. You'll earn so much money. That's bullshit. I just like 100%. Just honestly, I think you should put your money where you believe it's gonna be, either that or just hodl onto ETH. And sure, there might be a lot more new coins, right? But there will be, it's like the Pareto principle, right? Like 20% responsible for 80%, right? So 20% of the coins, i.e. the top like probably 100, will be responsible for 80% of blockchain activity that is generally being talked about or happening. And I think being invested into any of the like top 10, let's say like Polygon, Bitcoin, Ethereum, DOT, Solana, Cosmos, you know, like these like kind of more bigger ones, or Algorand, Phantom, etc. You know, you'll have solid chances there than stressing about billions and billions of other tokens.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think there's so many tokens and projects to talk about. But you know, everyone's here, I think, because we want to move past talking about crypto and want to get to actually earning crypto, and that's what the tools that Shanyan has kind of equipped us with today, the Metamask, how we can interact with this ecosystem, with many ecosystems within the larger space. But yeah, you know, there's some, this is step one. He brought us from 0 to 1, and we really appreciate that. Thank you, Shanyan. But the conversation is not going to stop here. Everyone, please join the Twitter, join the Discord. I'll drop the links one more time. We have another session on Thursday. Tanner, you asked, is it a development of this one, or you know, what's next? I think so. This course was focusing on NFTs, how to mint the NFT. The session on Thursday will be DeFi focused, where you know the concept of DeFi, decentralized finance. You know, we can, you know, so a lot of money is being made in that space right now. Yield, passive income. You know, putting away a couple $100 to $1,000 and getting crazy APYs back. So I'm really excited for that session. I think you guys are as well, because that's what we want to do. So I'll drop the links again. Shanyan, thank you so much. It's been awesome. Hopefully you're back on Thursday. You're leading that class as well. We'd love to have you.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, really appreciate it. Might be a different one, but yeah, appreciate, you know, you, John, and all the organizers of this event, and of course all of you just for being so attentive, having me here. Feel free to contact me anywhere. As I said earlier, give me a follow on Twitter. You know, your voice still needs some clout, still needs a hype.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and once again, thanks. Appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely.
Later, y'all.
Awesome, guys.
I just wanted to ask, somebody asked if this session is going to be building on, or the Thursday session is going to be building on what we already just learned, or is that for people that couldn't make this one?
Stevie, we just talked about this. The Thursday is focusing on a different topic within the space. It's DeFi.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys. See you Thursday.